So every year, without ever having been to their destination, millions of monarch butterflies take off from the northeastern United States and Canada, and overcoming great odds, they fly over 2,000 miles, talk about perseverance, to forests in central Mexico that serve as their winter haven. So this happens every year. It's one of nature's greatest mysteries and most beautiful spectacles. So it's 2004, and we have the idea for our company. The plan's 90% done, but we don't have a name. And so we make a list, and we say, okay, ideally the name should be uplifting, should have some connotation of quality, should connect with both Mexico and the United States, lend itself to the products and industry we're getting into, and hopefully give us our very own social cause. That was the letter to Santa Claus. So after 2 days of searching, 2+ glasses of wine per day, this beautiful creature appeared on the screen. And just you cannot make this up. So it flies, no? It's orange. It's the happiest color in the spectrum. And it's the best for food because it makes you hungry. And it's literally a monarch butterfly. So we immediately adopted it as the emblem of our company, which I'm going to show you here in a short video.
Since 2006, La Monarca Bakery has been spreading the sweet flavor of Mexico in Los Angeles. With stores across the LA area, our pan dulce, specialty cakes, organic coffee, and savory items have become staples in the City of Angels. A morning cup of coffee, special celebrations, brunch with friends and family, our cultural traditions, lunch on the go, or an afternoon treat. Every day, people of all ages visit our bakery cafes to enjoy our freshly baked products and the hospitality of our dedicated staff. Our expert bakers make our products from scratch, using original recipes, bringing forward the most delectable flavors without artificial ingredients or preservatives. Our signature retail products are unique in the marketplace. We are committed to supporting our communities and our environment. Unique products, unique concept, unique culture. La Monarca Bakery, the sweet flavor of Mexico.
So started the company with my friend and business school classmate, Alfredo Livas, who's also here today. Those are our official titles. And so I'm humbled and terrified to be up here sharing our humble journey, which can best be summarized by this phrase: sometimes you just need to improvise. So Alfredo and I were going to go do our own things. He was going to go into finance. I was going to go into advertising. And at the last minute, we said, you know what, let's give it a shot to do something entrepreneurial. So with a year's worth of ramen in the bank, we said, let's give ourselves a year. So we didn't have an idea. The first one came, we identified a small grocery store chain up there in Menlo Park, Palo Alto, which over time had ended up in very dense Hispanic neighborhoods, which they did not cater to. They were not set up for that. And so we thought, you know what, we can reach out to the owners. Maybe we can partner with them. Maybe they're interested in selling their company, and we could make those into Mexican supermarkets. So that was the thought. After 2.5 months back and forth, and we're studying the supermarket industry, and that was a lot of fun. And the owner comes back, we're not ready to sell, we're not interested, thank you very much. So back to square one, sort of. During the research part, we came across this chart. Places Hispanics like to shop. We said, okay, I think we've seen this one before, seen this movie. And then we came across another chart that had an X in it. And it was the time where the Atkins diet was the craze. It was yesterday's keto. And so the line going down, it was general market consumption of bread over time, and the one going straight up was Hispanic consumption of bread. So signs don't get any clearer than that. So pay attention to the signs. So we decided we're going to get into the retail bakery business. If you're going to get into retail, this is the most important thing you need to know. So check. No problem. We got this. But this is important because of what came next. So we moved to Los Angeles because that's where the dense Hispanic population lives. So we set out to visit all the Hispanic neighborhoods and just hit the pavement. Let's see what's going on out there. And so first we see very active, busy neighborhoods. 4 a.m., 5 a.m., buses are packed, bikes are moving, coming, going, construction workers, restaurant workers, and everybody's busy. There's no homeless people. And for all that activity, this is the retail they have in all the neighborhoods. Gray, very depressing. And so no major chains, no major businesses, brands. So our hypothesis was that the market was either being ignored or discounted or both. And so we said, okay, let's think about doing the best products that we can, but also the best stores, because everybody deserves something nice. Nobody likes ugly. And we want people to be proud. Hopefully these become opportunities for people to gain employment in a place that they're actually happy to be in, and will make the community overall proud of their neighborhood. So we do that with our stores, and we put some thought into it and make them pop. So a week before we opened our first store, it's the one on the right. So store's fully complete, no product yet. We're waiting for building and safety as usual. And the contractor left the gate open, and 3 gentlemen walk in. This is on Pacific Boulevard, very busy street in Huntington Park, main commercial street. Huntington Park's a 99% Mexican neighborhood with 99% non-Mexican business owners who look a lot like the buildings that you saw. And so these 3 gentlemen walk in, and so I'm standing there, and I walk up to him, can I help you? Looking at the place, and the guy goes, what's going to be here? A bakery. You know, what kind of bakery? I go, a Mexican bakery. But so why you invest so much? I don't understand. What do you mean? And he goes, well, yeah, these people, and he points to the street, these people, you can give them anything. So my smiling face disappeared. And I said, you probably don't know that I'm Mexican. So sorry, didn't mean it. So I thanked them for their visit, send them on their way. But again, signs don't get any more clear. We were right from the horse's mouth. No? This was the fundamental opposite view that they had. No? And so what we were seeing, other than on, just the busy streets and neighborhoods, So these are today's figures, but so when this was 05, 06, the Hispanic population was 13% at that time, and the projection was to hit 20% by 2020, which is pretty much what's happened, and that's the projection currently. But the two main things that we were observing and we knew were going on were the two on the right. The population growth is more from US born than from foreign born, 2 to 1. So whatever Tom Brokaw says, assimilation is actually really fast, enabled by technology, as we all know. So language, values, American way of life. The market actually looks more like this than any caravan. And I say that with respect. But so that's what, if you're not paying attention to the science, it's very easy to miss. So we're doing this, and then the 8th P, patience. Patience. Just as a monarch is not born a monarch, it doesn't look like that when it starts. Perhaps most of our companies, same thing. We've gone through paced growth, and our company's a bit different from when we started. But the main thing, patience, and having patient partners, patient capital. I've always talked about the other folks as impatient capital. So 06, 09, the first store and the second store. We had double-digit growth. We wanted to do one store, 12 months. It's a very seasonal business. You need to see the whole season. So double-digit to 07, double-digit to 08. We're ready to open the second store. Let's do it. We forecasted that store was going to do $850K, conservatively. Our first store was doing a little over $1 million. So we all know what happened in 09, and that store actually did $450 the first year. But thanks to Alfredo's dishwashing skills, we eked out a $2,000 profit that year. But it wasn't fun, but patience. And patience from our partners and our board, that in the midst of our own internal chaos, doubting ourselves because maybe the first one was a fluke, maybe this isn't working. They kept us focused and patient. Keep it up. You'll get there. So now we have 12 shops. Those are the years that we opened them. And we have 220 employees, which makes us very happy. So what are the odds that a Cervantes would coin this phrase too? So we wanted the social cause I mentioned at the beginning. And so I had reached out. We wanted to partner with someone that knew what they were doing in terms of the monarch butterfly, and good pragmatic programs was important. So reached out to the one with the little panda. They weren't interested and couldn't find anyone else. And so I have dinner. This is 2010. Now we have the 2 stores. And having dinner with one of my neighbors, comment comes up, and I say, yeah, I'm still looking for a partner. Okay, great. And that's it, and the dinner continued. That wasn't a big part of it. The very next Sunday, he calls me, turn on the TV, CBS Evening News, turn it on. And I see a gentleman by the name of Bill Toon, Executive Director, EcoLife Conservation. He's standing in the middle of the monarch forest surrounded by butterflies. I'm going to show you what EcoLife Conservation does.
If you believe that man and nature are indivisible by design, that the future of an environment is only as stable as the society living in it, that conservation should never displace or devalue human communities, then you have a partner in EcoLife Conservation.
In Mexico, we have a stove program that's really remarkable. We are working on surrounding the monarch butterfly reserves in Mexico with fuel-efficient stoves. These stoves do a lot of things. The mere construction of them provides eco-friendly jobs for local residents. The stoves use more than 50% less fuel, reducing demand on valuable forest resources and protecting more trees for the monarch butterflies. These stoves also vent deadly smoke out of their homes, improving the health of those families and giving their kids greater opportunities to get an education. Here at EcoLife, we hope that we can work together to improve our local communities.
So again, signs of the universe. You can't plan for that. You saw the trips they do every year. They're open to the public. And it's just a magical experience I was able to do a couple years ago. That's in one of the places where EcoLife had to build a stove. Very pragmatic cause, and just been a terrific partner. Saw him on Sunday night, cold called him Monday morning, found out they're in Escondido, California, an hour and 20 minutes away from where we are. Met with him on Friday, and we've been partners ever since. So just one of those things, again, you just gotta be looking for signs at some point. So last year, we just purchased a wholesale bakery to turn into our central commissary, and we've opened 4 shops in the last 18 months. And it's not all rainbows and roses. Something's off. And I'm usually very happy, and I'm not very happy some days, and I don't know why. And started seeing that our people were not very happy, and which is odd because nobody's angry at a bakery. And so just wasn't sure what it was. Our 15-year class reunion comes up. So go up to Stanford, and I always visit with Professor Chuck Holloway, dear friend and mentor that Dave referenced. So I'm telling him about, humble progress and what we're doing, and I mentioned this. And then he asks me other questions and said, what's your turnover? Well, north of 100%. Well, that's odd. That's pretty high. And then, it's really high, actually. And then, so, are you interested, private equity, VC? And I said, no, we're not looking for impatient capital. Explain that. So he goes, have you heard of the Tugboat Institute? And so he introduces me to Dave. This was in May of last year. And we hit it off, and I'm here in June, a year exactly ago, sitting where you all are, and trying to pay attention to the signs of this conference. And so meeting all of you and listening to the presentations, it was painfully obvious what we were doing wrong. Painfully obvious. We were overly fixated with the side dishes, and we weren't paying attention to the center of the plate. People, values, purpose. We somehow forgot about that in the middle of the growth, and we're pushing people and we're measuring everything. So people aren't very happy. And so on the flight back, I revised what are my personal values and how are the people that I like and aspire to be, how I try to live my life. So I make a list. I meet with Alfredo. I don't share my list, but I tell him what the exercise was. So he makes his own list. Compare them, they're identical. Identical. And those are the new values of the company, which are not values of a company, they're the values of the founder, which we had forgotten to ever really articulate. We had our old values were really just expectations of performance, a little bit soulless for a bakery. And so this has been a game changer. In a year, really the culture has evolved dramatically around those values, and we've changed even the questions of how we screen people to hire to specifically look if they have those values. We can talk about that at another occasion over wine. The mission, same thing, our purpose. We forgot what we started, what I already told you, that we wanted the brand, the purpose, social cause and uplifting, all that. We somehow just botched it. And so the mission, it's okay, it's copy-paste. And so now we have the mission. And so we thought it would be obvious to our employees and to customers what we were doing. And the truth is, of course, there has to be it's not just putting this on the wall and then not doing it. But the opposite is also true. You can be doing it, and if it's not on the wall and people don't see it and you don't do it every day and you don't communicate like our previous speakers said, it gets lost. So this has been a game changer for us. So in closing, I really do believe in the science of the universe, and I want to thank Dave for all that you have done. This is a fantastic group, and we are in your debt and in all of yours as well. Thank you very much for your kindness, your friendships, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the summit. Thank you very much.